Hi, welcome to an extra special episode of TFT Hyperroll from Mission for Tuition. It's called Mission for Tuition because we're trying to raise money for our son's middle and high school tuition. Please like, comment, subscribe to help with the YouTube algorithm and get it out to more people. We only make money from the views. We don't ask for donations or anything like that. It's purely view-based. With that said, let's get started. I say this is a special episode because I originally planned on doing a 5 more builds type video today. However, the new patch has dropped. The new patch is going to nerf comps like Sentinels, try to get rid of some of the reroll builds, and includes extra radiant items. So I want to wait before I do another 5 comp video and see how the patch works out. But there's one comp that doesn't seem to be being impacted that much, and that general comp is Hellion, but there are multiple ways to build it. So I'm going to take you through one main game, but also show you some alternatives from other games I've played. A couple of things to know first and foremost. A lot of people are playing Hellion right now, so I would not go into it unless I get a sure sign from the RNG gods that it's going to be friendly to you, such as something like this, where you see lots of Hellions and it's already given you a Lulu or a Cannon or something else you can work with. Once you have decided to go Hellions, you're going to want to start thinking about what your secondary trait is going to be. In this case, I had the chance to pick up a silver brand pretty early, so I figure I'm going to probably move into Spellweaver. But you can see even with 3 1-star Hellions, I held in really long against a team that had 2 Dawnbringers and 2 Renewers and probably should have wiped the floor with me completely, but it held on into overtime. With Hellions, you're going to be rolling early and often because you need to pick up as many 1 and 2 costs as you can. That's where your ultimate strength lies. So for Hyperroll, just keep rolling down to 0. And again, word of warning, a lot of people are playing it right now, so there's going to be competition for this comp. And at this point in this game, I can honestly say I'm regretting going Spellweaver because I have not found that 3rd Ziggs yet, and I know I'm going to be counting on it to make Ziggs my carry. Luckily, Brand is holding it together for me. So at this point, even though I haven't found a 2nd Ziggs, the Spear of Hirana is the easy choice because I'm really expecting I'm going to be able to find a Ziggs throughout this match, and this item will be absolutely perfect because you will want Ziggs casting early and often. But at the moment, I'm still relying on Brand to do the majority of the damage, and that's why I end up giving him the Jeweled Gauntlet. Another key thing in the Hellion build is if you find a recursive bow at any point, hold onto it. That is the key element with Spatula that can turn into a Hellion emblem. So if you have any chance of getting to 8, you want to take it. And again, notice here I am just constantly at 0 or 1 gold, in this case locked because I have the chance to get a Tristana and another Cannon. I already have 2 silver Cannons, so I'm hoping maybe I can get Cannon to gold because any gold characters you can get, well, they come back as 2 stars instead of 1. And this right here is why I say if you get a recursive bow, hold onto it. Spatulas come often in these matches, especially in Hyperroll and especially with this new patch, so look for it. Right now, I'm able to take myself up to 6 Hellions with the Brand, who's been doing the majority of damage on my team, as now my 6th Hellion. In this case, it's all pretty simple. The faster Ziggs and Brand can auto-attack, the faster they can cast. The more they cast, the stronger their AP gets and the more damage they do. You will see the importance of the speed at which they are attacking here, and also the fact that Brand can come back from the dead. That Soraka ended up with her Rascal Gloves getting pretty much the perfect items, able to increase her power and stay alive, but my attack speed won me the match. Now, there are a couple of things I want to go over here. First, for this match, the Needlessly Large Rod is the obvious item because I can put it together with the tier and make an Archangel Staff, which is absolutely perfect for Ziggs. It will allow Ziggs to keep gaining AP on top of the Spellweaver buff, which will make his attack stronger and stronger and stronger as they go. But in round 7 and 8 is really when you are making your choice as to which way your comp is going to go. Now, in this particular match, with myself at 7 Hellions at this point, and I'm 1 Kled away from a gold Kled and 1 Cannon away from a gold Cannon, I'm going to want to try to head towards the 8 Hellions instead of 4 Spellweavers and 6 Hellions. But that would also be a valid choice if I was trying to power up Ziggs and make him into the powerhouse that he absolutely can be. So I want to take you for a second over to a completely different match. Look at this Ziggs with 2 Archangel Staff and the Jeweled Gauntlet. He is just absolutely clobbering people. And even though I'm going to start this match in 7th place, the power of the 4 Spellweavers along with the Hellion buff just absolutely devastates the other team, leaving the opposing player a little upset at what just happened. But Ziggs did 12,000 damage and was able to carry me into the top 4. But Ziggs is not the only way to go, although he is my personal favorite right now. If you get a lot of Kleds early and the right items, he can be absolutely just as effective. A Warmogs is an excellent item since its initial shield scales off of his health. Get something like a Hand of Justice, and in this case I got the Radiant Guardian Angel, so he had additional attack speed and could come back from the dead, and boom, he takes me right into 2nd place. Remember, you don't have to win, you just want to be in the top 4. And last but certainly not least, do not forget about Tristana, who you would want to fill in with additional Cannoneers. If you can put a Last Whisperer, a Runan's Hurricane, and an Infinity Edge on Tristana, she will do an incredible amount of damage, especially along with the other Cannoneers like Lucian, Senna, and Misfortune, and they can easily carry you into a top 4 position. But let's bring you back over to the main game where my friend at Riot decides to give me a golden globe of happiness and went, hey, you know what a spatula and recursive bow makes? That's right, a Hellion emblem. Now I had picked up a Lux in this case to create the Mystic buff because I was facing a lot of magic damage on other teams that were starting to overwhelm me. So I decided to go that route instead of going into 4 Spellweavers. Picking up that extra Hellion buff just gave me the ability to go to the 8th Hellion and really pick up my attack speed. Now with Ziggs at maximum attack speed, a Jeweled Gauntlet, an Archangel Staff, and a Spear of Hirana, you're gonna see just how much Ziggs can one-shot people when he wants to, and just completely take people out when he hits them. When those hits crit, Ziggs becomes an absolute force and is able to win this match. My friend at Riot decides to throw me that last Kled I need, so now I have a gold Kled and I decide to pick up a Rel so I can make use of the Cavalier buff. But this team of absolutely stacked Sentinels is going to be extremely hard to get past, because I protected myself most against magic damage and not as much against physical damage, and they are doing mostly physical damage with Lucian just tearing into my team over and over again and is able to finish off even that super powerful Ziggs. After that, I decide to switch over from the Cavalier buff to the Knight buff, because the Knight buff is going to impact the entire team, whereas the Cavalier buff only impacts Rel and Kled, and while it's only Knight 2, I feel it's going to be better to get damage blocked across the entire team than just on 2 champions. Now this comes down to a lot of who ends up playing who. I get the Ghost character with the other person who's at 4 health, so I just have to survive through this fight. This is the person I've beaten several times, so I know that my team can get through their team. So the question for me comes down to who am I going to face? Is it going to be the person who I think can easily beat me, or the person I can beat? Luckily, I draw the straw I want, and I get the person who I know I can beat. Again, please just keep your eye on Ziggs, as he just absolutely deletes people over and over again, one-shotting them and just doing massive amounts of damage, not really giving that team a chance. So at this point, I think I've secured 2nd place. With TFT being a gentle person's sport, we decide to strike up a conversation. They say GG either way. I let them know I think they're going to win. They also let me know that in the Ghost round, their team beat my team, so that might be what happens. But that also gave me some valuable information, and I adjusted my positioning accordingly, hoping to give Ziggs more time to power up more. Because remember, each time Ziggs casts, gains AP from both the Spellweaver buff and the Archangel Staff, and it works brilliantly. Ziggs absolutely controls the board throwing out, again, massive amounts of damage and helping to win the match. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give Hellions a try, but it is heavily contested. Hope you have an absolutely awesome day.